I just
Welcome, welcome everyone to the Ancient Secrets Sunday Miracle Call. Okay, I think I have to start again here, huh?
go for it.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Sunday Ancient Secrets Miracle Call. I'm here with my co-host, Rochel Ritkers. I'm Jerem Egan, and we have our wonderful Cornelia doing tech support, and Jana Taylor is here with us, and now you all. So I'm not seeing names in the chat yet for some reason. Any ideas there, Cornelia?
You might want to request that they put their names in the chat. And
Hey, great ideas, Rochelle. The value of co-hosts here.
right.
So please, everyone who's here, please put your name in the chat and where you're from. We'd love to see all the different wonderful people here. Afsena, welcome Afsena. Robin Lee, okay. Stephen Wexler, Dr. Stephen from Syracuse. Allison, Larry, and Jana is here. And Joe Engman, hey Joe and Susan. Elio, to everyone, Los Angeles. Cornelia is here. Francesca from Italy. Welcome you all. From HP, I'm not sure who HP is. It says, good evening. Oh, it's HP must be from India, I would guess. Okay.
Beautiful.
And let me put this on a different set. There we go. And let's see, Bridget, who does all our wonderful transcriptions of the chats. Welcome, Bridget. And Nandita. And Nandita looks like from Oakville, Canada. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So we're here on the Ancient Secrets Call, and we want to open the energy here today with asking you a compelling question. And Rochelle, my co-host, and I talked a little bit about it, and gratitude is always a great one. And I just had a thought drop in this morning to ask, what are you grateful for this morning? You know, between when you woke up, well, some of you are on the other side of the planet, but those who have woken up recently, what have you found yourself grateful for? And maybe you forgot to do that like I did, and came back to it just to start that day with everyone in that space of gratitude. And just, if you would, put that into the chat so we can see what you are finding you're grateful for.
Afsana
Go ahead.
Afsana is grateful for the beautiful sunny day. How beautiful is that? And Larry is happy cats. Oh, Larry, that's beautiful. I just had my cat walk across the back here. We may see her in our visit here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for putting that in the chat. A wonderful walk along the beach. Oh, Cornelia, yes, that's
Yeah.
it feels beautiful. Yes. I am so grateful for our beautiful day today, and the flowers are blooming still. The fall flowers are coming out, and mums are everywhere. And my neighbor across the street has the most beautiful yard that I get to look at every day. So I am really grateful for that.
Yeah. I'm grateful for having woken up early to enjoy the morning and get a little jog in the morning air and the flowers in the neighborhood, like you were mentioning, Rochelle, and for all the beautiful people in my life.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Sharmini says she's grateful for Ancient Secrets. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you, Sharmini. That's beautiful. Yeah. Let's see, who else? It's great to be alive. Celebration, Robin, you are so beautiful. I love that. Thank you. Absolutely. Just to be alive and to take breaths throughout the day is such a blessing in itself. And we forget that sometimes, don't we?
Jana says, grateful for the timeouts in life, a pause of 2 days. Those are wonderful.
Yes.
I heard a story years ago that the Buddha used to teach for 6 months and go into the jungle for 6 months and meditate. That's a long pause.
Oh, Rajani is grateful for her eyesight. How beautiful is that? So that we can see all of you. And I invite you all, those of you that are on, don't have your cameras on, to bring your cameras on so that we can see your beautiful shining light. And we get to enjoy you in this beautiful way, rather than just seeing your name in the black, the black background. Yes, grateful for wonderful night's sleep. Beautiful. A lot of people have struggles with that. That's so gorgeous. I love that, Christine. Thank you for that. Yes. Let's see. Is there anybody that would like to come on and share what their feeling of gratitude is for today? Judy, you are standing out to me for some reason. Would you like to come on and share? Yes. Yes, what you're grateful for. You just keep standing out in my visual field, so I feel compelled to call on you.
Thank you. Thank you. You look just beautiful this morning.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Oh, I'm just grateful for being here with this group, knowing that I'm going to make mung soup. It always resets me. This is my bindu point. I come back to be reassured, to be strengthened. And so Sunday morning has gotten to be quite the reset moment. But I'm grateful for flowers. Can you see my flowers?
Oh, yes.
I love flowers. And grateful for being surrounded by trees and nature, even though we're in DC in an apartment, but trees are all around. So health, trees, life, nature. Thank you. And all of lovely you. Thanks for calling on me.
You're welcome.
Beautiful, Judy.
Sharing.
Thank you. Lovely to see you.
Yes, yes. And I see Rajani out there. Rajani, are you willing to come in? She is co-hosting next week, and we would love to see what you're grateful for, dear.
Yeah, so I'm grateful for my eyesight, actually, which I recently discovered that, when sometimes you take things for granted. And recently I found out that one of my eye had glaucoma. So first stage. So that really shook me. And then I realized how powerful your eyesight is. You see everything. Like you see even the most basic things, you see your loved ones, the trees, the nature, and everything around you, which you took so much for granted. And when you realize that something can go away from you and you can become like blind, so that made a very powerful impact on me. So now I'm really grateful for my eyes. Actually, nowadays I'm very grateful for my eyes that I can see beautiful people in this community, and everything that you see with your eyes, which really
Big time.
affected me. Yeah, because sometimes you take things for granted, your body, your hands, your ability to move, your ability to walk. You take it so much for granted that you don't utilize it fully. So like your body, sometimes you don't utilize it fully. You take things for granted. You use machines more than your own body. And then suddenly you realize, what a precious gift this life is. What a precious gift this body is. And that really opens your eyes, new doorways. So I'm really grateful at the time being for the eyes.
Wow.
Seeing.
That is such wisdom, Rajani. Thank you so much for sharing so deeply. And it's true. Don't we just forget sometimes how brilliant even the most basic things that we get used to are, and we just forget the power of them until maybe it's stressed, like you were saying, Rajani. And we've realized, oh my gosh, this is such a gift that I didn't realize because I had taken it for granted. How beautiful. Thank you. I look forward to next week when Rajani and Sharmini are going to be our co-hosts. It's going to be so beautiful. Yes.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Rochelle, I think maybe time for announcements at this point.
Yes, let's do it. Go for it.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you to chime in. I've got most of them here, but
Okay.
I've been a little chaotic in certain areas here. So what I'd like to say first is that the exciting translations of many of the teams have been really nearing to, completion. I spoke to Cornelia just a few moments ago about the German version, really close to completion, and all the refinements of all the details, making sure it's so precise and beautiful. The Farsi translation just came out recently, if I'm not mistaken with that. And then are there other translations that are close? I think Spanish was getting there too. Jana, do you know that?
The Dutch is very close as well.
Spanish is close as well.
Dutch.
Dutch.
Oh, Dutch.
Dutch. Mhm.
Wow, wonderful.
Sorry,
Wonderful.
Jerem. Farsi book is being published now. Well, what we're doing is chapter by chapter. The person that is putting it in the book format is sending them to me again. But when they are formatting, sometimes the emboldened text is not there. Sometimes the same paragraph, they've put it twice. So I've now reached chapter 7 again, and just looking at the layout, the way it is done, and it's so exciting because it's very, very close now, very close.
Oh,
It's
wonderful.
coming. It's coming out.
Wonderful. And Afsana, can people contact you directly if they want to be receiving the Farsi translations?
Can they contact me directly? They can. However, this book is going to be sold like any other book. And because in Iran, we have a problem with any book that is sold through, it's being censored by the Iranian regime.
I see.
So we're trying to find a way of being able to send it to them somehow once the book is done.
Yeah.
And also I'm looking for people, we are checking to see whether somebody can actually do the audio book in Farsi. Because, I think it's easier and faster for people to get access to it. However, many of the people that have actually made appointment with Dr. Giovanni already, which I have a pleasure of sitting in the consultations and learning every day, they are talking about this book to each other. So they're kind of passing on the message before the book is ready. And I keep getting text messages saying, when is the book out? I really want to get this book. When is the book out? From people that I don't know. So I'm going to put my number on the chat, in the chat area.
Great.
And if you know any Iranian person, any friends, any relatives, anybody who might know somebody who is Iranian, just have it on your phone, pass it on. They can call me directly and I can guide them as to what they need to do to get access to the book and anything that is shareable to share with them. Thank you.
Fantastic, Afsana. That's wonderful. Yeah, so Afsana will be putting her number in the chat. If anyone knows anyone who would benefit from this Farsi translation, any Iranian descent person. Great. And the other thing is that we're aware that the 100-day training is winding down now. And I've been hearing excellent reports from people and reading your posts on the websites. And so it's exciting. And I've also heard people saying it's a little sad. And so the good news is Cornelia said there are already some ideas bouncing around of ways to continue the study. So we wanted to just congratulate everyone on the 100-day training for their diligent efforts and studies and sharings. Okay.
To segue with regard to that, Jerem, there is going to be a reunion for all the people who have had the 100-day course. So for the first group and for the second group, and that will be in an email. And so I think they've actually even sent that information out. So watch for your email if you haven't seen it, and watch for the date and the time. And I don't even know if it's going to be right on here, but my guess is it'll be right here on Ancient Secrets Zoom.com. But yes, that'll be available, and I guess we'll hear some really important information during that call. So I encourage everybody to be on that call. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And someone, Allison, just chatted, is this 100-day course still available to take? I think, Cornelia, you can answer that best, I think. Can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I was just texting to Gary. Can you repeat your question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Allison asked, is the 100-day course still available to take?
No, not at that point, because we're actually in week 14, which is the last week. So we will set something up in the future where people can actually just join whenever they want, but that is not happening right now. So you have to be a little bit patient with us. We are finishing it in the next 2 weeks completely. And then after that, we will look into how we can accomplish that. So, but you can send a message to us, and then we can put you on a kind of waiting list, and then we'll send out the information.
Great. Thanks, Cornelia.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And of course, just a reminders that the audiobook of The Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer is out there. People having wonderful experiences listening to it. Thanks, Rochelle. Audio version, great for driving time and meditative time, and just coming back and connecting to our hearts. Great, great, wonderful resource.
And if you haven't listened to that, oh my gosh. I mean, I've read the book a number of times, but listening to the audio version just brings the emotions into it. And for those of you who have heard Dr. Clint speak on these calls, his emotions are so deep into his heart, and you can feel that heart energy in that audio version. So even if you have the solid book, the physical copy, and you've read it a number of times, I would encourage you to listen via the audiobook. It is so beautiful.
Yeah, thanks, Rochelle. One other resource that we want to remind you about, and you'll actually get a sampling of it in the next few minutes, is the beautiful Lotus Collection of music, which is, we'll be listening to a selection where Gary Malkin does, excuse me, does a beautiful music background with Dr. Naram's voice in a wonderful, wonderful meditation format. So if you haven't heard any of these, they're amazing. And they're just numerous different selections and different wonderful, Ram Dass is on there, and Dr. Michael Beckwith and Sarah McCrum, just amazing people. So the Lotus Collection, and Gary, I'm sure will give some information on how to obtain that. It's Wisdom of the World website has it available, as well as the Ancient Secrets. So Rochelle, any more announcements that you have there?
You know, the only thing that comes to mind is Denny's book is available for a pre-sale right now, and Jen and Francisca are working on that. Are either of those beautiful souls here? Do you see them? I didn't see Jen come in, but I thought I saw Francisca come in. Yes, there she is. Francisca, are you here, dear? Come on in. And
yes, hello everyone.
Know how things are going with Jenny's book.
Well, we are still at the stage of putting it together, so we have a lot of content for it. Really a lot of content. So we have the whole life story of Danny that she told herself to Jill, and we investigated a little bit, her story with different questions. She really has an amazing life story. And then we have, the recording of a 20 session, and so we can try to explain how, she helped people using her life story and a series of exercise. So it's going to be something in between, a kind of a spiritual book, which, offers some guidance to people, and her story, and, the example of how she helped people. So we are trying different ways to put the content together, and so it's going to still take some time, but, we are working on it.
Beautiful. Do you have the link,
Right.
Francesca, for the
I don't. I
For-
really don't. I'm sorry.
pre-sale link?
I don't have it.
Maybe Jana has that, or maybe Cornelia has that. If we find it, we'll put it there in the chat so everybody can have an opportunity. Francesca, what's the title of her book going to be?
Love is the only truth.
Oh, isn't that amazing? It's true. It's absolutely. All right, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you, dear, so much for bringing us that update. And we will find the link so that everybody can get the pre-sale on that if they would like to. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only thing that I can come up with, Jerem, as far as
Okay.
that goes.
Okay.
And now I think it's perfect for us to drop into our heart. And Gary, we love you. And Gary Malkin is here. And just to give you a brief introduction for those who have not become familiar with him, he is a 7-time Emmy Award-winning composer. And he is such a dear friend to Ancient Secrets, to Clint, and I will say to me now too. And it is such a pleasure to have him here, helping us drop into our hearts with his beautiful rendition on the Lotus Collection. And I think he's going to speak to that. Go ahead, Gary.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Welcome, Gary.
Good afternoon and good evening. Hello, hello, hello. I decided that before I just play the track, I just wanted to, all of us, just kind of prime ourselves ready for Dr. Naram. We won't be able to hear the whole track, so we'll be teasing you a little bit. We'll because it's about 11 minutes. But I just wanted for you guys to just imagine like 5,000 years ago or longer, you know, when the Indian raga system developed the most phenomenal invention called the drone. Right? This sound of the one note. Right? This idea that one note could give us a palpable remembrance of the unified field and how everything is interconnected to all things, right? So this idea, just feel this. I'm going to just turn this out here. Right? So we all know it now. We all take it for granted. We don't think of it as an invention, right? But it turns out to be this ingenious tool to bring us into oneness. So just before we listen to Dr. Naram, with the music that I created for this incredible moment. And I remember, by the way, when we went into the studio together, Dr. Naram and Clint and I, and there I was on the keyboard accompanying him, and the music that I came up with in that moment wasn't quite right, so we replaced it. But I remember sitting at the keyboard with Dr. Naram right next to me, and I little did I know that a year later he would be gone, you know. So these precious moments, right? But this drone, just drop in for a minute, take a deep breath, and prepare your body, mind, spirit, and heart to receive the wisdom and the energy and the frequency and the beauty of Dr. Naram's message before we. So listen, let's all take 3 breaths together as we create an aligned, heart-coherent field, dropping in, preparing ourselves. And Cornelia, after I'm done, we'll just start the track. So just 3 breaths together, and notice what happens when we collect all of ourselves together into a field of oneness. Making palpable the unified field in every aspect of our consciousness. Okay. Cornelia, let's play that track.
Namaskar. Now I want you to allow yourself to reprogram your wonderful subconscious mind. Believe it or not, my master, who lived up to 125, said, "You have all the right to become successful. You have a right to become a winner. You have a right to face your fear and also your ego. And that can only happen when you are coming from your own authenticity and your own being." And my master said that every day morning, if you speak these words in this way, the way I am sharing with you, you become unstoppable. Everything becomes a new dimension. You become a magnetic personality. Success, happiness, joy, relationship, everything will come to you as if you are a magnet. Allow yourself to become that magnet. My wonderful child, you are having powerful, magnetic, dynamic, loving, healing, and happy personality. Your memory is improving. Your energy is improving. Your relationship with your body, mind, and emotions are improving dramatically. You are loving yourself because you are wonderful. You are loving yourself. You are liking yourself. Your self-esteem is becoming better. Your self-image is transforming into a magnetic personality. You are becoming unstoppable. You are able to achieve whatever you want in your life. The power is within you. You are able to touch, move, and inspire. Your power is touching hundreds of people, thousands of people, millions of people. You are able to achieve whatever you want from now because you have got powerful, positive, magnetic, dynamic, loving, healing, and happy personality. Your relationship with your family is improving. Your relationship in your work is improving. Your relationship with your customer, relationship with the people around you is dramatically improving. Your choices are becoming clearer. Your mind is powerful. Your brain is working in a creative way. And from today, any problems are turning into special opportunities. There are no problems. There are only challenges. You have a power to face them. You have a power to solve them. And then they are turning into opportunities. Buses of opportunities are now coming in your life. The only challenge.
Oh, it's so hard to fade it away, but there's so much that these calls have. So just take a moment and let's ground that gorgeous, beautiful vibrational frequency of Dr. Naram, and just let's all put our hands on our heart if you're willing, and ground that beautiful, beautiful energy. And mm, yeah, we are so blessed to have Ancient Secrets and this whole community and one another. And I find it really funny that he calls it unstoppable, when one of the greatest epidemics of our time is this constant need to rush and do and overachieve and produce, when ironically this state of unstoppable he's talking about is by all of us loving ourselves enough to stop all the external engagement and to drop into stopping into the unlimited activity of the field itself inside our hearts. So listen, I just love you all and I'm with you. And I just wanted to say, for those and any of you who are interested in being connected to the work that Clint's and my company, Wisdom of the World Wellness, is all about, please join our community. And just, you'll be getting all kinds of gifts. And we're also looking for volunteers who want to support and be a part of an acknowledgement of some creation. It's either a day of remembrance or a summit we're going to create on honoring the unassimilated grief in our culture today. And for anyone that is interested in being a part of a team of people that want to co-create a global event of some kind to honor the correlation of, by honoring our grief, we can move to gratitude and joy. And that, as you know, many of you know, that's really what I've spent a lot of my life in the last 20 years focusing on, is letting music emulsify the calcifications of our heart that come with unaddressed and accumulated loss. Please just send an email to Gary at wisdomoftheworld.com. I love you and I'm with you, and thank you, and have a beautiful call this morning. Namaste.
Gary, can you put the link for that beautiful music that you have provided for us? I know you all are feeling this amazing, amazing energy now. Oh, Gary, what a gift you provide for us. We are so blessed to have you here in our midst and to have you as a friend of Ancient Secrets and to be loved by you in the way that you love so perfectly. Wow.
Well, also, what I want to say is that this is a beautiful way to support the Nepalese orphanage. So we created this so that all the funds that come from the album sales will go directly, for the first 18 months of its release, directly into the Ancient Secrets Foundation. And so please, just so I get it right, somebody please put the Ancient Secrets Foundation where you can get the Lotus. It's called the Lotus Collection. And these are gorgeous tracks where I've taken spoken word and melded them into music. I call it alchemical wisdom, creating the alchemy of spoken word and music spoken from tenderness and authenticity. And music somehow, like my soul songs, it lifts the words into a kind of unified experience of body, mind, heart, and soul. So yes, and then you can get it also at wisdomoftheworld.com, but I really encourage you all to go to the foundation site and support. All of the sales of that should go to support the orphanages at this time, especially given the need. Remember, it's kind of wild out there. The biggest defense we could have to the craziness is to become vortexes of heart coherence everywhere we go. I love you all. Bye.
Love you, Gary. Thank you so much.
Love you so much, Gary. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, wow. I'm just feeling so expansive and so full of goodness and wonder and love and joy for being here with all of you. And now it's our time to introduce chapter 16, which is entitled An Unexpected New Problem. And first we will get to be blessed by Maryam's beautiful rendition of this chapter in review. And so Cornelia, would you be willing to put that on for us? There it is, okay.
Namaskar, friends and families joining from all around the world. The divinity, that spark of light in me, loves and bows down to that beautiful light, that beautiful, beautiful light within you. So let's dive in to chapter 16 of the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. This chapter is about miraculous healing and discipline. The Dalai Lama said, "A disciplined mind leads to happiness, and an undisciplined mind leads to suffering." So as we explore this chapter together, I invite you to reflect on this question: how important is self-discipline to achieve optimal physical, mental, and spiritual health? So this is one of the shorter chapters. So here are some of the highlights. We discover that Dr. Naram's father has slipped into a coma and was declared dead. Dr. Clint returns home to see his father. We learn more about the importance of diet on improving chronic health conditions. And we learn of a new problem. So chapter 16 takes us to Utah in America. And we hear of an unexpected new problem. So Dr. Clint shares that he has a pressing need to see his father. He says, "This feeling grew when my dad called to ask when I'd be home again to discuss his health in person." Dr. Clint says, "I was anxious and confused and flew home as soon as I could. Standing outside the door of my parents' home, I wondered what my dad wanted to discuss. It had been over 6 months since I first introduced him to Dr. Naram in Los Angeles. Was he any better? Would I notice a change in him? Or did I send him halfway around the world for nothing? Was he still suffering? Was he getting worse? Only half a year prior, he told me he might not live to see the next morning. The memory was still fresh and tender." So Dr. Clint shares, "My dad greeted me at the door with a look I couldn't read. He says, 'Son, there's a new problem.' And Dr. Clint says, 'What do you mean?' From behind his desk, he pulled out a shoebox and opened it. It was filled with bottles of pills. 'My problem is, I don't know what to do with all these pills. I don't need them anymore.' A huge smile swept across Dr. Clint's face. Out of the 12 medications his father had been taking before India, he now only needed one. His smile was contagious, and I laughed with surprise. So remember, Jivaka said, everything can either be a poison or a medicine, depending on how you use it. So Dr. Clint shares, it turned out that the energy meltdown his father had experienced after India was momentary, occurring because he started eating all the familiar old foods he wasn't supposed to eat. These were the foods that didn't go with Dr. Clint's body. They were causing inflammation. So Dr. Clint's father suffered the consequences. Once he took the home remedies and adjusted his diet again, he immediately started feeling better. Now, only a few months after meeting Dr. Naram and being disciplined in following his advice, Dr. Clint's father was a changed man. He no longer had cholesterol problems. His blood pressure was normal, and he didn't struggle with blood sugar problems anymore. He had periodic meetings with his regular doctors who monitored his progress and was surprised to soon be recommending he didn't need certain medications anymore. Dr. Clint's father shares, there's no pain in my entire body. He described how he had 20 times more energy, physical ability, and mental alertness. He could work again and feel as though he was making a difference on the planet. Dr. Clint shares, my mind was racing. Could this really be happening? What a holy moment. What a beautiful gift. Even as I write this, reflecting back on that moment, tears flow down my cheeks in gratitude. After my dad's remarkable recovery, I started describing what Dr. Naram did for people as an oil change for your body, says Dr. Clint. When you change the filters in your car, you can see how much gunk is accumulated. We don't see it in our bodies, but it's there. If we don't cleanse it and take proper care, it manifests as a malfunction. When the filters in my dad's body were cleansed, his health problems cleared up. So I bring you back to that first question. How important is self-discipline to achieve optimal physical, mental, and spiritual health? And I leave you with these additional questions from the chapter. Who is someone you love? Do you know their biggest dream? How can you support them in achieving it? Or how can you help them become more clear if they're not yet sure what they want? And I invite you, I lovingly invite you to choose one of these questions and to write your answer in the chat. Thank you for, again, this beautiful opportunity to share the highlights of chapter 16 of the Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. I feel very, very blessed to have gone on this journey with you. I feel emotional because we're coming to the end. Sending lots of love and gratitude to my family, to the Siddhaveda lineage, to Dr. Clint, of course, for writing this book. There's been so many miracles that have happened in my life from reading this book and for sharing the highlights with you. I love you. I love, love, love you, and I'm with you. Namaskar, namaskar, namaskar.
Wow. Every week, I think she can't beat herself. And that was so amazing. So beautiful and so endearing. Maryam, I know, I don't know that you are on here, but we are so grateful for the beauty that you bring with these beautiful presentations. And
what a wonderful legacy you are leaving with these renditions of the chapters, Maryam. Thank you so much.
isn't that true? It's so true. Oh, look, she's just now in the waiting room. Oh my gosh, she's just coming in right now. So she will have missed her beautiful. She'll have to go back and listen. Maryam, we see that you've just come in, and we just made some beautiful comments because we just finished watching your beautiful video again. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you bring to this beautiful family that we have here. And Jerem has shared, it is truly what you've created is a legacy and will continue to be used for many, many years, I'm sure. So bless you and thank you, dear. You are a gem, an angel in our midst. Thank you so much. Yeah. Jerem,
Gary,
what was your biggest takeaway from the chapter?
for myself,
Yes.
I got a lot from it, and it put me into a space of thinking about the amazing people in my life who have helped me with my dreams over the years, mentors, teachers, family members, and just brought me into a space of real gratitude. I also thought about how the connection between Dr. Clint and Dr. Naram, where in a way, Dr. Clint was the catalyst for helping Dr. Naram realize his dream of bringing his message and the Siddha Veda information and heart space to millions of people, that he did not have that technology or that wisdom, or Dr. Naram called it internets. I always loved that. And, just he was still figuring out how to navigate his BlackBerry phone. So yeah, it's a very thought-provoking chapter, and so appreciated it. And how about you, Rochel?
One of the areas that really, really stood out to me, and I was able to see a bigger picture, was, at the end of chapter 15, when Clint's father wrote him the letter saying, when are you going to be home? I've got a new problem. I'm not really sure what to do about it. And, it seemed like, Clint was questioning, and he's just, oh no, what's going on? Really worried, really in pain again, wondering, oh my gosh, have I wasted all this time and money and all this, travel and everything for his father? And so he's sinking down into this place of despair again, right? And then he gets home. So he makes this magical trip to get home quickly. And his father greets him at the door and then takes him back in his office. And his problem is that he's got all these pills he doesn't know what to do with. And what I'm experiencing with that is, when we're in this place of pain, we're in this place of angst, we're in this place of depression, we don't have ourself. We are no longer ourself. We are something that is produced as a result of this discomfort, this sense of loss, this sense of pain, right? And what I loved about this is this guy is a cheeky kind of guy, and he shares his personality in this experience by saying, look at my new problem. It's so little in comparison to what I had before. And so he brings his son home from halfway across the world to share this new problem that isn't really a problem after all, right? And I just love that he got his self back. He got his sense of self. He got his sense of humor. He got his sense of control and his life back. And I just loved reflecting on how, when we are feeling down, we can't even feel like ourselves. But when we're feeling strong and we're feeling healthy, we can bring ourselves back to the table and be who we really are meant to be.
Mhm.
So that was what I really was reflecting on in the middle of that. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, Jerem.
Very moving, very moving.
Mhm.
Got a message from you, Gary. You wanted to say something?
Well, just hi, sorry, I know you're on a flow, but I just wanted to say some people in the chat have been asking about my mom, and I just wanted to give people a tiny update, which is that remarkably, thanks to this community and my extended community of friends and family, she's doing really, really well. She completely recovered from her ribs, and she still has a horrendous situation with her lungs. Her lungs have just been pronounced really completely dysfunctional, and she might not be around much longer. So in every other way, she's great, but her lungs are just completely shot. So the doctors said they're going to try one more thing, but she's sharp as a tack, and she's amazing, and she's survived this latest debacle. So I just want to thank you all for sending her lots of love. And there was one more thing I wanted to say to you guys, but I'm completely forgetting now. Anyway, thank you for your love and your prayers for her, and for your funds to support her. And yeah, we're doing soul songs sessions, and I'm going to be doing the next one from Guatemala, from the Yoga Garden, on the first Saturday morning of October. So for those of you who want to join us, it's a lovely community, and it's 10 o'clock a.m. on Saturday, October 2nd, on Pacific time. So I'll put it in the chat, wisdomoftheworld.com/soul song. Join us for that. And that's all. Thank you for my last little plug. I love you guys.
Thanks,
I would
Gary.
love to do our special little gift for Gary's mom. Let's all rub our hands together, really generate some beautiful heat, and send this to your mom, Gary. All this love that's coming from this family to your mama. And oh my God, give her.
By the way, I'm offering to now, and I don't want to interrupt the energy flow. Hold on.
Yes, let it flow. Receive, receive.
The special request says I'm willing to come to drive 20 minutes early in the morning and let my mother be a guest on this call sometime coming up. So when and if you want my mom to be a kind of a featured guest, you let me know, and you'll all be able to see her on screen someday.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. How about 2 weeks, Gary? Would 2
I'll be
weeks?
in Guatemala, so it'll have to be after
Okay.
October 3rd.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, Jerem, are you up? Let's, you know what? I wanted to see if there were some people on here that would like to share what they got out of chapter 16. And the first one I would love to ask is Jana. Jana, did you enjoy chapter 16, and what was your biggest takeaway from that?
I did like chapter 16. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gary. Hello, everybody. It's so good to see you guys. What I really liked, because, I was listening, when you were saying, Rochelle, that, he called that Clint's dad called Clint clear across the world to come home, to show a bigger problem, which, yes, it was so miraculous. But also he had the gift of being able to co-author a book with his dad. His dad had his life's work, in this book, and he wanted Clint to co-author, and Clint just felt so honored. At least that's what he says in the book. So, I don't know, when Rochelle was talking about all the different medications, and I was thinking, how many of us in this community feel that same way, with Clint's, questioning, am I doing the right thing? Am I recommending this book? Am I recommending this lifestyle change? Is there really going to be a change? I mean, this is like our reputations are on the line, and, I just still keep coming back to, I am the greatest example in my life. And if I am living this way because I absolutely believe it, it's going to shine, and people are going to ask me. I don't have to push it on anybody. I don't have to give it to anybody. I just get to be the light and share my belief and I mean, it's a testimony about my healing, you know, spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. You know, so it's a beautiful thing. So thank you, Rochelle. I would love to hear from other people in the community too. And just even on their journey, if it's not just about this chapter, but you know, maybe about where they are right now.
I wanted to say one quick thing about Clint and his dad is that somewhere in his heart, Clint knew that in order for his dad to be able to do the book that he had been planning for years and years, he needed his body back. And Clint provided step one of showing him a way to regain his vitality and his physical strength. And then step two, hey, let's do the book together. Just kind of clicked in there that there were two parts to that, helping someone realize their dream.
That
I would
is
like
so
to share.
true, Jerem. Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, good morning, everyone. And this really is a remarkable chapter. I truly do love it. And as Jana said, as far as us being able to live it ourselves and experience it for ourselves and be an example, this allows others to receive a blessing from it as well. And even when Gary shared the Unstoppable meditation from the Lotus Collection, I can personally attest to that. It's something I listen to every single morning. And it has truly shifted my life in such a way that the love that not only I'm experiencing personally, but that's reaching other people. I just had a remarkable surprise of my sister and nieces coming down to celebrate me for my birthday, and my son just wanted to share his love for me and them to make this possible. So that was part of the family coming together more. I mean, everything just really has been flowing, and I truly attested to coming to this understanding of what it means to love ourselves and to be loved. So I just highly encourage this for everyone.
So beautiful, Linda.
Really beautiful. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. Yes. Does anybody else want to unmute themselves and come forward? Robin, I see Robin's got her hand up. Come on in, Robin.
Yeah, so you know, one of the parts that really hit me in an inspirational way the most is that the demonstration that once a person gets their health back, and with this particular system, because it's working on you on all levels, you go from, well, you know, my life is over, to, well, now I got my health back. That was what I kind of initially wanted. But then all of a sudden, you can get the inspiration to fulfill those dreams you thought were like done. You weren't going to have time to do them. I might as well give up on that. And so it's one of the biggest inspirations that when you're able to be healing on all levels, and then you have enough energy, then it's, well, yeah, let's pick up that dream I had kind of given up on, you know, and there's a whole bunch more that we can do. And so I really liked that to encourage, you know, for the people who are kind of getting to where they thought they had to give up on all these things, they totally don't. You know, for Dr. Naram's mom to get to hike in the Himalayas when she's in her 80s, you know, was just like one of those total demonstrations of that. And I think Clint's dad's being able to write his book is one of those things that this work allows everybody to pick up their dreams again.
Oh, I love that. Yes, thank you. You know, while you were speaking, the thought came to me just exactly as you're sharing, Robin, that how many of us here, before we started Ancient Secrets, had some dreams that we didn't feel like we could accomplish because we were not feeling healthy, not feeling up to par, so to speak, right? How many of us here now feel more aligned with our dream and more aligned with what I mean, look at the hand. I'm just having goosebumps. Oh my God, you guys, this is so amazing. Yes, yes. If you would like to share something in the chat, we would love to see. Oh, this is really touching me. We would love to see if anybody would like to share what they have done to transform with regard to the ancient secrets and how this is impacting their dreams as well. Is there somebody that would like to share that with us today? I'm watching for hands. I saw so many hands coming up. I can't remember who all had their hands up, but if you would like to share that, that would be so, so beautiful. We are all about sinking into the place that is so deeply meaningful in our heart.
And Dita has her hand up.
Oh, beautiful. Come forward, dear. Nandita, was that you?
Yes, it was.
Good,
Thank
good.
you. Wow, this is such a special group. And I can't always make it to the Sunday call, but I am doing the 100-day course right now. And when I do make it on the Sunday one, I feel so grateful. It's always incredibly worth it, to say the least. So I am doing the detox, and the group that was just in the August 28 detox. I started about a week after everyone, so I'm still doing it and nearing the end. And just as far as what we were talking about, chapter 16, I just want to say I've been listening to the audiobook. I've read the book last year, but I've been going for walks, and I'm probably on my third round of listening to the audiobook, because it's just a honestly completely different experience than reading it. Dr. Clint's voice, and I don't know, I think there's just something else, an X factor I can't describe. But I wanted to say, as far as yes, I had started the mung bean soup last year, but I never did it even 7 days in a row or anything. Probably because I was afraid to commit. And Rochelle, you talked about being afraid. And it's sometimes these little things you're afraid of. You don't, like, I didn't even realize how many little things I'm afraid of. And during the detox, I had this very beautiful, my 7th day, which I was extremely nervous about, was really beautiful spiritually for me. That entire day, I felt just this uploading of wisdom and just a connection to everything. I felt like I mattered very much in the universe, that everyone mattered, not just me. And it's, and words really cheapen the experience, because it's so hard to put into words, but I felt just connected to everything. Even thinking about it now makes me very emotional. And the thing with the detox is it makes you commit at a level that, if you have mung bean a few times a week, which I was doing, it's not the same at all. Like, I think it's still good, but this was I don't know. I felt like I was on Mount Olympus. It was something else. And it's been like, I on the day 7, I remember just telling my husband the next morning, I felt no fear that day. Like, I think the little, those little voices in your head and judgments and all that, they just weren't there. And I didn't really realize that till the next day. But I haven't felt like that completely since then, but a lot of it has remained with me. And I notice when things that normally would trigger me with other people, they don't. I'm able to just kind of watch the show. I think it was John Lennon who said, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels turn. And maybe I didn't quote that properly, but I get that. Like, that's what I feel. Like, I can just sort of watch the show and feel love and just bless what's happening. And it doesn't, I mean, I know I'll be a work in progress for the rest of my life. It's not ever just done, but it, and even when I listen, like on our pod meeting yesterday, listening to people contributing, and I feel so much more compassion for, like, I can hear the nuance of what somebody's struggling with that I think before I would just gloss over. So, and, like, I know there's some people here that were on the pod yesterday and shared things, and I just felt so much love, like motherly love.
What a priceless, priceless gift this has given to you and so many of us, right? But for you to so eloquently share that, Nandita, wow, that is so beautiful. It feels like, I mean, what you're describing, and again, you said it so well, and that words just diminish it completely, right? But it's given you back you. And oh my gosh, what a gift that is when we get to have you in your fullest expression right here with us. How beautiful is that?
The Hmong is such a powerful remedy for everything. I remember Dr. Puja from Germany saying that Hmong is self-intelligent and that it goes to wherever it's needed in our body or our consciousness. And I kind of, when I think about that, I think, you know, people have been eating this as a healing remedy for thousands of years, and that it sort of loves its job and it loves going to where it's needed and opening us up and all this great stuff. And it's available to everyone.
Wow.
And
yeah,
it tastes
so,
good.
so beautiful. Thank you for your sharing. Is there anyone else that would like to share how the Ancient Secrets has created? Oh, Poppy, I see your hand is up, dear. Please do share. Come on in, Poppy. And then I see Marcia. You'll be next, dear, okay?
Today has been a wonderful day. So I know we're on the inspirational call, but yesterday I was trying to fulfill the task of writing up the things when you do the reflection of where the journey's actually taken you. So I'm very tactile. I'm not very good with technology. I'm just going to show you this, okay? So the summary that I'm going to do before I type it up, the things that have happened during the time I've had to do it and stick it onto a great long sheet of paper, okay? At the same time as this, Bert, who those of you who don't know is my incredible little puppy, yes, thank you, Andrea, he's wonderful, but I put him on, I couldn't work out why he's been hyper. He's been climbing my legs today. He's been disruptive. He's been absolutely full on. Okay. I realised, so I went through, there's a reason to this. I thought I'm going to take him for a walk because I can't do with him climbing up my legs while I'm trying to think. He's been on mung beans with his kibble for 3 days and he's absolutely hyper. It's just fantastic. I've taken everything else out and he's had the mung beans and he's eating them at the same time as me. So I'm not giving him it cold. He's getting it warm with me. So we're sharing that meal time and he is just hyper. So I went for the walk and I was reflecting on, you know, all the things, not just the health things, but everything else, pulling together all the communities, you know, like Gary's work and everybody's work, the massive communities we've got around the world. And I was walking through the field and there's this dragonfly. Well, we all know that's the symbol of transformation. This stunning dragonfly, okay, came scuttling down and the trees were just at the side of me and it landed on a branch and it was just hanging on there with its legs. Its wings and colours were absolutely divine and it sat there. So I was talking to the dragonfly and it was just so beautiful. And I was thinking that manifestation of transformation was something that was set about earlier this year. So I walked a little bit further and I was thinking about all the things. I'm not a materialistic person. I like nice things, but I don't need stuff. I like to be warm, comfy and fed, but I don't need stuff. And I was thinking, you know, there was one time I was thinking about a racing green Jaguar XK8. That's stuff, but it was just like I needed to set myself a sight, and it was like it was something I would never have because I don't need something like that, inverted commas. The next thing, I walked round the corner in the village and there's a green Jaguar XK8 with the ivory leather interior just sitting round the corner, and I can hear my guys up here just laughing at me, and it's like, okay, you can see the manifestation, but there was something else I've missed. But it was just, this morning when Bert was climbing up my legs, I thought I'm gonna have to get him a little friend. I don't know whether to get a kitten from the rescue or another dog. Right, so I came back down the garden, I fed the chickens in the way, and there's a feral cat. She's beautiful, she's black. I feed her every now and then, but she's just beautiful, and she's really feisty. And she was sitting there with her little, Witch's cat has lovely bright yellow eyes, and she's sitting there looking at me. So I decided I'd put Bert out of the way, I'll lay on the grass, and she's still looking at me like this. And I couldn't remember, I could not for the life of me remember the the animal, whatever it is you're supposed to do. But I remembered the clicking of the fingers. So Mrs. Feisty Cat, yes, I was doing the clicking of the fingers, and I watched her visit, and I was trying to think of the mantra, and I was thinking, I wish I had my scribbles with me. But the click, and she came within a foot of me. So if I'd managed to learn that properly and remember that, but it was like, what I'm trying to say is, the noticeable thing, I've always been good at manifesting, but this is almost instant manifestation. So it is so beautiful. But now I've got a hyper dog as well. So just sharing that.
Wonderful, Poppy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was so beautiful, Poppy. I love your energy when you're sharing. It's so precious. And your stories are so clever and so cute. Thank you for sharing that. Marcia, you had something you wanted to say as well, dear.
I do. I'm so thank you for this wonderful community. This is the first thing. I mean, there's no place in the world that you can go and have the love that is generated here. And yes, there are places in the world we can, because we're all around the world. And that's what I'm touched by this chapter, was the love that Clint had for his father, that he would travel to the other side of the world because his father called him and didn't give him a reason, really. It's just that he needed to speak with him. I mean, come on. What a love that is. I mean, you know, I think I have that with my children, but they haven't been tested. I'm not going to, who knows, you know, that kind of stuff. But Clint and his father, Clint is a very unusual man. And you could see that his parents did a great job. You know, that's my take there. The other thing is that I've been in this cycle, just this cycle of, I'm on the mung bean soup. I'm on it for 6 months. I can't believe that I'm still on it. If you would have said to me 6 months ago that I would be a vegan in the summertime, I would never have believed it. And it's not that I don't know what to do next. It's that I'm this is a vicious cycle. So it's stepping out of that vicious cycle, and I'm going to do the detox next. And then I need recipes. I mean, I feel like I don't want to say in this hole, but I feel like I'm in this space, and I just need recipes. If I eat one more vegetable in mung bean soup, I'm okay. If that's the way the rest of my life is supposed to look, I can do it. I just have to get out of this circle. And having said that, everybody here has probably been where I've been, and you're still here. And that's what's the beauty of it is. I mean, I'm going to cry because I'll never give up.
Yeah.
You know, can never give up.
Oh, Marcia, so beautiful. We are here for you and with you, and we love you.
Thank you, and the same. And I think what's different is I can do the audiobook. Now I'm going to purchase the audiobook, and I'll hear it, and I mean, how many times could I read it? All right, I could read the book again.
It is true, though, the audiobook is a different experience. Yes. And I really do encourage that. Another thing that I want to comment on based on what you were sharing is we have an angel team that is creating a recipe book led by Carol Ray. And so we are going to have some recipes coming as well. And those will be available when the book is completed, which hopefully is soon. We're not sure where it is.
That'll be great. Yes. I mean, I'll do my detox. I'll do whatever it is that I have to do to get there. Yes. I mean, I could wait for that book, and I won't have to.
Right.
Because you don't have to.
Uh-huh.
And in the space of love, your love, I get my life. And thank you.
Thank you, dear. We're so
Yeah.
glad you're in our community. We love you dearly.
Thank you. I love
Jerem
you.
has some special wisdom to share with us now. And I encourage you all to put your view, your view on speaker so that he can demonstrate what he's going to show you, which is a marma. But go ahead, Jerem. I'll just let you take over because it's incredible wisdom coming from Jerem, but also originally from Dr. Naram. So, Jerem.
Right. The Siddha Veda. Yeah. So Siddha Veda gives us all these amazing tools, Hmong being one of the central ones, and Marma are some of my favorite. Marmas are energy points on the body that allow energy to flow through blocked areas. So this can be physical blocks or emotional blocks or spiritual blocks. And they're pretty stunning. They're so simple that it's kind of easy to forget how powerful they are. I forget that myself until I come back and I do some. So when I thought about this chapter and that we're intending to help ourselves or someone else to realize their dreams, two of the Marma points that jumped out at me in terms of just giving a quick explanation demonstration are, one of them is Dr. Naram talked about this one point, which will, if we don't have a clear, specific idea for our dream, that it doesn't have the same power. So if you have your book nearby, this point is on page 212 of the book. So we're skipping chapters in reverse at this point, but it's a very simple point, and it's to do with, again, just allowing our consciousness to hone in on something specific that we may not have realized about a dream that we've had. And sometimes when the dream is too general, it doesn't manifest because it needs to be more specific. So this point, you'll see in the page 212 there, is that it's on, I'm a little dyslexic, so I'm just doing the hand here. All right, so it's on the right index finger. And what we're going to do is to press the digit that is closest to the knuckle. Okay, so we're going to press that point 6 times and try this along with us, because when we do it in a group, we magnify the energy geometrically. Okay, so we're going to press this point 6 times and just hold that intention to let the picture or the words that will help us be specific with our beautiful dream. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so in the book, Dr. Naram talks about doing this several times a day. As you see, it takes less than a minute to do that. And this is, again, sort of bringing that very powerful energy into focus. So maybe it's just kind of a little hazy, a little out of focus, and we're bringing it into focus. And
so you're talking about our dream. Is that what you're talking about, Jerem? Is
yes.
If you're not really sure what your dream really is dialed in. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Okay. Where it's maybe we don't have any kind of a concept of what it is, and we would like to have, hey, I know I've had dreams in the past and they just sort of slipped away, and maybe they need to be pulled back in. So we're using this as the way of bringing them back onto our radar screen, so to speak. Okay, and then in that exercise, Dr. Naram says, if I had or became what I want, what exactly would it look like? So again, just that same point 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, repeat it 6 times through, many times during the day. The stuff that shows up can be really compelling and wonderful. Okay, so from there, we jump to one of the main Marma points that Dr. Naram uses, very, very simple. And that question that he says 95% of everyone walking the planet doesn't really know. And that is, what do I want? So we're asking that question. To me, it's to our hearts. Our brains can think, well, maybe like Poppy said, you want that green Jaguar that's parked on the corner. No problem with that. You can do that. But our hearts have usually some other ideas as well that can be deeper and more compelling. So again, really simple. We're going to ask our beautiful heart consciousness, what do I want? And press that point 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes I lose count and I do an extra set. So with that being said, I know, Rochelle, that you've had a dream that's been in your awareness for some years now, and wondered if you'd be willing to share about that.
Wow, Jerem, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Yes, approximately 2013, I got a message from the source, universe, heart, wherever we want to call our higher power, that I was supposed to write a book. And it was supposed to be about vibration and frequency and how we can use that in our life to elevate our hearts and elevate our life and elevate our life experience and our vitality and everything about who we are and shine our light even brighter into the world. And this has been on the back burner. It's been sort of poking at me for a long time. I just keep getting poked, but I wasn't doing anything about it. And just this year, actually just a few months ago, I found out, actually 2 months ago, I found out that there was going to be a writer's retreat in Guatemala. And so many of you know that I spent a month, actually 5 weeks in Guatemala. And this is because the writer's retreat was a part of my vision, a part of my desire to make something in my dream happen. And I hadn't done it. I hadn't done it on my own. And so I'm like, that's it. I'm throwing myself under the bus and I'm making myself do this by going to this writer's intensive where the publisher was also going to be there. So I signed on for this journey and I went there and I have written almost all of my book. I have about probably a week to a week and a half of writing left to do. And Cornelia, if you would share the picture of my book and my book cover, that would be beautiful. It's right, this is what it is. It's called Radiate. And change your frequency, change your life. And there was a miracle that went along with that. I am putting into the chat right now the link if you want to pre-order or at least express your interest for my book. It's going to be there. There it is. And there was kind of a funny story that goes along with this, and that while I was at the retreat, we were just pining over what should the title of my book be. And so we're 2 or 3 or 4 days, I'm sitting with the publisher trying to, dial in what the title of the book is. When we finally did, I was still a little iffy about it. But then when the artists came back with the art in my book cover, I was so excited. It was so beautiful. And I'm so just thrilled beyond belief, right? And then a few days later, I was just going through some of the files that I had created over the course of the last 8 years about my book. And one of the files said potential titles. And you guys, I opened up this Word document that I had written 5 years ago. And there was the title of my book on that document that I had written 5 years ago. So everything unfolds just perfectly in its perfect time. And so that's my dream. And the publishing should be done. If we don't get it out by October, we're going to wait until after the first of the year because nobody buys books in November and December, according to the publisher. So I'm so excited, and thank you, Jerem, for giving me this platform to share. And I did put the link if you want to reserve a copy. And so I'd love to have this support from you guys and just feel the love that you guys have for me. And I'm just feeling so grateful right now. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jerem, how about you? What is your dream?
Well, let's take a moment, just send you some love for your beautiful creation.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait, I want to put it on gallery view so I can feel everybody and see everybody. Oh my gosh. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh.
Great creation.
I receive. Yeah. Wow.
Yes. Great.
And Jerem, how about you? What has been your dream, my friend?
Yeah. So just a thought before we go there, with these Marma points that we just demonstrated, so we can do them for ourselves and we can do them for other people, whether they're physically present or not. And so again, fabulous, powerful tool. And so anyway, my own personal journey is with music. And I've been a musician for most of my life. And I've had sort of a broader vision of bringing heart-centered music into the world. And I've actually produced 2 albums for a group called the Pathwork Spiritual Organization, which I love, still part of. And it's a collection of, these were collections of several different musicians who contributed. And so when I became aware of Ancient Secrets, I realized that I felt a calling to do another album with wonderful musicians. And of course, Gary's music is always so inspiring. And so we've already got some wonderful people willing to contribute the music. I've got a piece of my own that I'm going to share later in the call today, just so you get a sense of the energy that we're embracing and wanting to put out there. And so this album being intended to benefit the orphanages in Nepal. So if any of you are musicians and you have some heart-centered music that you would like to bring into this vessel of music project energy, I'm going to put my phone number on the chat, and please contact me. And this has been on the back burner collecting dust for a while, and we're moving it to the front burner at this point. Jana, you had a question?
Yeah, Jerem, is this only for musicians or is it for people who sing or anything to do with music?
I would say both, yeah. In other words, if someone has a piece of poetry that they would want, we're still sort of getting the sense of the form. You know, my picture right now is to have one album and then have a larger collection that people can access on the website and purchase as a donation. So yeah, good question, Jana. So yeah, musicians and also if you've got musical ideas that you need someone to collaborate with, for instance. So you've got a melody in your head and but you don't play an instrument, or you need someone to help you put that into a musical form. That would be another way that we can have this collaboration. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's my dream, and Ancient Secrets, just for being what it is, has helped me to feel that and resonate with it and develop it. And it's gone much too slow for my own personal taste. But, like Rochelle said, it took her 6 years. So I'm being patient because patience feels right at this point, even though I have another part of me that's, let's get it done. So anyway, that is my dream. And I feel very excited about it and very happy about it. And the Ancient Secrets group has been very supportive. So thank you all in advance for what is to come.
Jerem, we are so excited, and I want to sneak preview this for all of you. Jerem is going to play our closing song live today. So he is going to share his beautiful music with the world in our family. So this is so wonderful, and we're going to help him fulfill his dream that way by spreading this beautiful music all over the world right here in this beautiful space today. We're so excited for that, Jerem. Congratulations on all of your initiatives. And for Jerem, let's rub our hands together and give him our love for his beautiful miracle project. Yes, beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We love you so much, Jerem. And it's just, I've known Jerem. Wait, let me just let you receive this. And I've known Jerem for almost a year now and had no idea until last week that he was a musician. So this is such a special treat. I'm so excited for you, Jerem. Thank you.
Thanks, Rochelle.
Yes, yes. Yes. So is there anybody here on the call that would like to share their big dream and how maybe Ancient Secrets has contributed to perhaps making it happen? Is there anybody working on something that we can really support and get underneath of you and just help you lift up? Anna, is it Anna or Anna?
Anna.
Anna, beautiful. Thank you for coming forward, dear.
Okay, so it's not yet. I'm in a moment of changing, of turning point, and that's what's interesting with being with this community and with the book. And I'm reading it, and it was a pity that I couldn't be with Dr. Naram when he was in the body. And because I really love the Marma points also. And today it's very incredible because there are two people talking about music, and Gary put that music. And some years ago, I have a diagnosis of cancer, and in my process of healing without no conventional medicine, I have been working on bread, and in one working with bread that comes from my belly, songs, and it was very incredible, and I felt they were healing chantings, healing chantings. And well, I was in a group, and at the end, for me it was fantastic, but at the end the other people said, who was chanting shamanic healing things that helped me so much in my process. And I understood that it helps me and it helps the others. So, and well, I use it with my clients also. But I just played the drum, and I was feeling like, oh, I would like to have someone to play something, some instrument or something, because it's so beautiful. And now today it's Gary with that music that touched me a lot. And now at the end, Jerem. So I think something is really, it may be happening now. Let's see the future. I will contact you, Gary, and you, Jerem, because it seems for me to, my gosh, maybe, because it's really very, it's something that comes very, it's not me, it's through me. So
Exactly. So beautiful. Yeah.
so yes.
Mhm.
So I have not changes yet, but I think they are happening now here.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh,
Yes. Wow.
beautiful, Anna. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. This is going to happen for you right here, right here. We're supporting you and holding space for you, dear. Wow.
Thank you. My head started to have a headache, like, oh my God.
Mm.
All the beauty and the perfection is just exploding out of you right now. That's
Yes.
beautiful. Excellent. Thank you so much, Anna. Is
Thank
there
you.
anyone else that has a dream that feels like it's coming to fruition? Poppy has her hand up. Yes, dear.
Okay, quite a few years ago, because I'm like a cosmic traffic warden or a cosmic connector. So I see the frequencies in people, apart from seeing people's gifts that they haven't yet seen themselves. I see the frequency in people, and it's like there's someone I need Maryam to connect with, very definitely. And it's just like, so my task is really the connections, but each of the connections that I've got huge and stunning networks. A lady that I met there's a really strong group of Essenes and Atlanteans. I know we're putting, when you go beyond the groupings, but let's just term it as that, Essenes, Atlanteans and Egyptians that came together on the 18th of August in 2019 in Stonehenge and did some incredible work, who've had lifetimes together. And they've all gone catalysting off around the world, which they have their big communities. Just coming to the music thing, one of the really, really important things I've always seen I don't want to use the term rock concert, but that's the best way I can describe it. But it's not a rock concert, it's sacred music, because the pyramids were devolved. In those lifetimes, the pyramids were devolved by sound. So everything that should be in the pyramids that's disappeared was devolved by sound. And the catalyst here, my skin's going completely, look, the truth comes through. We've got the capabilities and the capacity from all these other groupings to have, let's term it a rock concert, but it would be a lot more subtle than that, in front of the pyramids. Lisa, when the Lionsgate Portal weekend, Lisa was actually working the pyramids, and she's what I do with bodies, she goes off, she's very hardly in her body, she works with all the fractals and the consciousness. She was working with Matthias, for any of you who know Matthias de Stefano. Okay, so Matthias, and she's done twice. She spent the last 8 months practically in Egypt going, well, she's hardly ever been in her body. My job's been to pull her back, and that's quite hard for me because I'm not often in mine either. But she's now gained all the contacts to, I'm going to say, I can't find the words because I can see it, run retreats and what have you. We will have that rock concert, more subtle than a rock concert, in front of those pyramids. That is on the task. It's part of the Pathwork Away. It's part of pulling all the communities together. And this, just listening, Jerem, just listening to you as well, it's like, I can't have a dragonfly, see a green, whatever, jaguar, find another friend for a bird, and find something to help the rock concerts all in one go. But clearly,
Yes.
in front of the pyramids, let's activate the pyramids again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. I'm over here chuckling, and I fortunately have my mute on, but oh my gosh, Poppy, this sounds so beautiful.
We've got the contacts, and Clint knows this as well.
Yes, yes. Wow, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh my gosh. Yes, we can assist and support each other in determining our dreams. And we, as is usually the case, we've come to a late time in our call. And Jerem, I'm just wondering, do we want to have a breakout room, or should we have you sing your beautiful music now? What are you feeling?
I think singing the music now sounds good, and maybe there'll still be some time for breakout or something different. Yeah, why don't we do that?
It looks like you're getting all kinds of props in the in the chat too. It says, please sing. Mark says, please sing. And Poppy says, yes, yes, yes. So,
Okay.
oh, Andrea says too, Poppy. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with that, Andrea. But yes, I feel like the music would be perfect right now. Yes, yes.
Great. Okay. Well, a little preface is that this was a song I wrote for my wife, Nell, as a birthday gift some years ago when I was tuning in on where I was not giving my 100% to the relationship. And some of that came from the realization that I don't express gratitude to the extent that would really feel good in my heart. So this is what came through. And I'm going to just do a little quick sound check here, make sure and find a position. This is is that coming through okay? Okay. Here we go. Thank you for being my lover. Thank you for being my friend. Taking me into your tender heart. And being willing to bend. And thank you for the ways you feed me. In body, in heart, and in soul. And there's something about the way you need me that helps me to give up control. And thank you for lighting the candles. Warming the night so cold. For sharing all that you have with me in this journey of growing old. Thank you for being my playmate on this karmic wheel and its spokes. For the beauty you bring to this home we share, and for laughing at most of my jokes. Thank you for speaking your truth to me. Though your words sometimes cut like a knife, I know they come from the fire in your heart, from the goddess within the wife. Thank you for raising our children with a mother love so deep. For the prayers you say for this world each day, and for the promises you keep. Thank you for eternal moments of choosing love, not fear. For every precious moment goes with you. Beloved Nellie dear.
Wow. Jerem, oh my heart, that is so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the lyrics, I see Benito is saying the great lyrics. Yes, they're so touching, so deep. And oh my gosh, how beautifully moving that was. You are receiving so much love in the chat. Beautiful. Thank you, Lynn says. And oh my gosh, Linda, so beautiful. Wonderful voice and music. This comes from Rajani. Beautiful, Jaren Margot. Oh my gosh, what a gift. What a gift we have amongst us here. Thank you, Jaren. Oh, it's so beautiful. Jane, I see you have your microphone
I
off.
do. I just thought that was so beautiful. I love the gratitude that's in that song. But I also wanted to let you know that your special guest is here. Just
Yay.
My goodness. Oh my goodness. What a gift. Oh, well, I want to definitely, let's all rub our hands together for Jerem one more time. This was so, so special, and give him our love. We want to totally honor you.
Thank you so much.
We love you, Jerem. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you all.
Is there anything else that you would like to share regarding this music before we call in our special guest? This is a special treat too.
Oh, I can't wait to hear Millie.
Oh, you just you just shared.
Gave it away. Sorry.
Spoiler alert. I love it. Friends, I don't know if you are aware of Millie, who is actually Dr. Clint's mother. She is here with us today, and we invite you to come in, Millie, if you can turn on your camera. I don't see your camera is on.
Yeah.
There you are. Oh,
Yes.
come in, dear. Oh my gosh. Everybody put your cameras on speaker view so we can see Millie. Oh, and love on you so much. I've got a tickle. Jerem, can you speak for a moment?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Millie, we're so happy to have you here on the call. And it's just a very special moment. And we're going to give Rochelle a moment. And we know that your Sunday schedule is not the easiest and that it's a bit of an effort to get here. So thank you so much for stretching into being on the call today.
Thank you. I came in the middle of your song. Is it something new that you have written?
Actually, a few years back. Yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We have Millie here today because we were talking about how we can help people fulfill their dreams. And that was kind of a theme of the chapter in chapter 16. And of course, the dream was in that chapter talking about Clint helping your husband to write his book after he was feeling so much better. And Millie, you have had 8 children, and your children are so beautiful and so successful. How have you, can you just give us an idea of anything that you know that you've done to assist your children and your family in fulfilling their dreams?
Boy, that is really a difficult question. My husband once said he had lots of philosophies and no children, and then lots of children, and they had disappeared all the philosophies. They were not. But they come into this world for a purpose and a reason. And they were created before they came to be my children. And they each have their own unique talents and abilities. And it's something that they have had to discover. I don't know that I did anything in particular to help them discover what those talents and abilities were, except giving them the faith and the knowledge that there is a God in heaven, and that's the reason that they are here.
Wow, that's wisdom in itself, Millie. It's such wisdom. And what I'm hearing from your voice is this beautiful connection to source, beautiful connection to your God, whatever your family has referred to that as. And what really resonates through your voice is the love that you hold in your heart. And I would bet that that beautiful love that you hold in your heart was holding your children as well. And
well, I don't know, because they would really have to have dug deep to feel that love. And that's one of the biggest things that I have felt in the past few years is, do you really know that I love you? And what can I do more to help you feel that love that I have? So,
wow. Yeah, it sounds like you have something more to add to that. I don't want to interrupt it. That is such a powerful thought. Yeah. And for you in your wisdom to even later in life to recognize that perhaps that's such an important realm. Do they really know I love them? How do they know? How are they feeling it? What are you, do you know what you're doing now to help demonstrate that love to them?
I think it mostly comes out as service, being there and giving to them. But as you were talking about love and they need to feel that love, I remember that as my oldest daughter was struggling with her attempts at suicide, and I remember one Sunday spending the day home with her because I didn't want to leave her, and she came into my room and she says, "Mother, what is it that you want from me?" And I knew that what I wanted was that her to feel God's love and to feel my love for her, and that kind of love makes a difference in our lives. And I love this group that has assembled because of the love for one another and for themselves and for deity that is expressed here.
Wow. Wow. Millie, your wisdom is incredible. And you know, the opening statement in Clint's book is, I didn't come to teach you, I came to love you, and love will teach you. And this is exactly what you're sharing here, is just love in whatever way you have the capacity to love. And they will take what they need to. And that love comes from source, deity, God, whatever we want to say. But our love, as it generates through us to others, is so powerful. And you are such a magnificent demonstration of that. We love seeing you in your mung bean soup. I have had the beautiful privilege of having some of that mung bean soup, and it is exquisite. So if you ever have the opportunity to feel the love of Millie in her soup, I definitely want you to make sure to take advantage of that. Another part of this chapter, Millie, is how we can determine our own dreams and how we can support our own dreams. And at this, wise age of your life, what are your dreams now?
I've been asking Clint if he knows what his dream is, and he says he's still circling and deciding. But I know that at one time when I was asked that, and I put it into words, but it is to feel God's love and to be able to share God's love with those around me so that they could feel it too.
When I came to your home for the Pulse Clinic, Millie, it was clearly a place where that was there. It felt so welcoming and so warm and so easy. And you're there with your wonderful self, sharing your monk soup and just easy conversations with people, and just it made me feel extremely welcome, and I so appreciate that.
Wow.
Well, we're having another one on Saturday. Are you coming back?
I wish I could, but certainly would love to in the future.
Oh my goodness, no kidding, no kidding. I stumbled into the same place when they had a pulse clinic at Millie's place, and she was so gracious. I mean, she feels like a mother to all of us, doesn't she? I mean, oh my gosh. I stumbled into her place dragging my suitcases from the airport, and she asked me where was I staying for the night, and I said, well, right now I'm homeless. And she says, no, you're not, you'll stay here. Oh my gosh.
Right.
That was not my intention at all, but that's what unfolded, and it was beautiful. Millie, we love you so dearly. Let's all rub our hands together, thanking Millie for her time with us, sharing her love, and just feel this, receive this love from all of us, from this whole community, Millie, as this energy of love is coming your way. We are so blessed by you.
Well, I hope it's going right back into all of your hearts also.
Oh, of course.
Thank you, Millie.
Oh, beautiful. We certainly can't give without receiving, and so we are receiving your love as well. Is there anything else you would like, any other wisdom you would like to share with us that's on your heart and in your mind right now before we bid adieu?
Well, I have to express the eternal truths that are in this community. The truth, the ancient secrets are eternal truths, that we are each divine, and that each instance that comes into our lives, like the Didi Debabawa, are divinely sent to help us grow and to experience what we need to learn on this life to return to our Heavenly Father's presence.
So sorry to interrupt. Really sorry. Millie, I adore you. Millie, please come to London. And please, please, I beg you, come and stay with me. Dr. Clint is staying in my house. And I really wish that you could have come with him. But next time, please, can everybody in this group. But in particular, Millie, I'm dying to see you and squeeze you and be squeezed by you. I love you so much. Mwah.
Afsana, you are so beautiful. Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you, dear. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Afsana.
Well, if you don't mind, I have to jump in here too, because during that pulse clinic that Rochelle was at, Millie, or my daughter, attended, and I was not there, but Millie opened up her home, and my daughter didn't know much about Ancient Secrets. She hadn't watched or read the book or anything, but the first thing that she said to me was, I love Clint's mom. She is the greatest lady. And she felt so comfortable in her home. Well, then just a few months ago, I was back in Utah with my family because my niece had passed, and I had all of my other nieces with me. And Clint had invited us to come over to the house to have mung bean soup. And Rochelle was right. We all just felt so comfortable. We were silly and laughing and just really enjoying the atmosphere. And the mung bean soup was delicious. And I've told many of you that my other niece was like, Jana, this mung bean soup, it tastes nothing like your mung bean soup. This mung bean soup is delicious. I'm like, yes, it is. But Millie is such a beautiful soul, such a giving person. And I so deeply appreciate her. I just love you, Millie. Thank you so much.
And I love you, Jana.
Yes, Millie, we are getting such beautiful comments in the chat. Cornelia says, yes, Millie, you are the perfect example of being full of motherly love. And Lynn says, I could hear you for longer. Mama Millie, it's beautiful hearing you. That comes from Grazi. And let's see, what else do we see here? Thank you, Millie, for your beautiful presence and heart. People are just sharing such beautiful things to say. Satish says, great mother and great son. So of course, you're getting all kinds of love here from the chat. We are so, so honored to have you here today. Thank you for just wedging out a bit of time in your busy schedule for us to be a part of your love and to feel your love and to spread your love all over the world, truly, because you are talking to people all over the world right here, Millie. We are so blessed. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. So if that is, I guess we're not going to do our breakout today. So what we are going to do is I'm going to invite everyone to open up your microphones, and we are going to share.
Yeah.
Share your love.
I love you. I'm with you.
Everybody.
I love you and I'm with
Love you and with you.
I'm with you.
I
I love you and
Love you and I'm with you.
you all.
And I'm with you.
Love you and
Love
I'm with
you.
you.
Shayna, love you. Rochelle, love you. Randy,
Love
love
you
you.
and I'm
Johnny, love you.
Love
Love
you,
you, Santa.
and
Love
I'm
you,
with
Poppy.
you.
Love you and I'm with you.
Love you,
I love you,
Eureka.
and I'm with
Christine,
you.
love you,
and I'm with
Ramona.
you.
Cornelia,
And
love
I'm
you,
with
Senna.
you. I love you,
Love you and I'm with
Linda,
you.
love you, Zephyr. Love you, Marcia. Love you, Jamie.
Love you and I'm with you.
I love everybody.
Susan, love you, Miriam.
Love
Love
you
you,
very
Mark.
much.
Love you,
I
Noel.
love you.
Love you and I'm
I
with
love
you.
you. I love you, everybody. I love you, Jerem.
Love you, Mrs. Rogers.
Wow, wow, wow. Isn't that powerful? Oh my gosh, does everybody feel the power of that? Just take it all in. Bless each of you for being here, holding this beautiful space of love today, radiating this love out into the universe in every direction, spreading, making a grid of love on our planet that is infinite and continues onward until we meet again next week, where we'll
It's a
have
real love fest.
Yes, isn't it? Rajani and Sharmini are going to be leading and co-hosting next week. And so we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much, everybody. We love you and we're with you.
Love you all.